at long last, Tom Landry inducted into the Cowboys Ring of Honor, introduced by the owner, Jerry Jones, who was the man that fired Landry. And all the guys are back. Lily and Meredith and Don Perkins and Chuck Howley and Mel Renfro and Roger Staubach and Leroy Jordan. And there it is. And look at that. Isn't that great? The hat instead of the helmet for Tom Landry. And the silhouette today was the same as it always was. The man in the hat, who it's interesting that it's on the same day that Don Shula was trying to go for win 325. Landry, oh, by the way, is third on the all-time list with 270 wins. It's also fitting that on Landry Day in Dallas, it was against the Giants, where he was defensive coordinator in the late 50s before he was elevated to head coach of the Cowboys in 1960. Also fitting that with the Giants in town, Dan Reeves was in town. All he did was play and coach under Tom Landry. So a lot of symmetry in today's game. Oh, by the way, it's also a game between the two teams at 5-2, tied atop the NFC East. The Giants at the Cowboys. And Troy Aikman, is he on fire or what? He hits Michael Irvin, blinded by the light, for 17 yards. 2 plays later, the slant. Oh, they run that slant to Alvin Harper so well, that's 12 yards. Next play, back to Harper, the deep slant, cutting from the right side, touchdown, 2 possessions, a field goal and a touch. 10-0 Dallas. Aikman 8 for his first 8. Then Phil Simms, he tried to get it going for the G-men. To Mark Jackson, makes a pretty catch. Gets both feet in for the touchdown, but holding on Bob Cratch, and the Giants and Sims have to settle for a field goal. It's 10-3. Ensuing kickoff, Kevin Williams. Everybody on this team runs. Watch him move up the near sideline, and only the kicker, Brad Dom DeLuiso, knocks him down after a 49-yard return. Then Aikman, Tommy, look at him here.
Yeah, the nice fake there to pull the safety away, get the single coverage on the corner, and Harper with a nice stride to the end zone.
Another touch to Harper, 50 yards, 17-3 Dallas. And look at Aikman in the first 9 passes. He was 9 for 9, a pair of touches. Sims to Chris Calloway. Chris Cab Calloway. Had slow. Not quite fast enough to get into the end zone, Tommy.
Yeah, you watch Callaway here. He has a clear path to the end zone, but he anticipates the fact that he's going to be cut. As a coach, you'd much prefer him go down the field, get the extra 5 yards for me.
And the Giants tried to do the old flea flicker, but they kind of fumbled his toss back from Tillman to Sims. He recovered it, and Dan Reeves, the club, managed a field goal, 17-6. Dallas at the half. Third quarter, oh yeah, Emmitt Smith, yeah, he's in the game. Yeah, have you noticed that Dallas has kind of been winning with him back? Yeah, I think you have. He breaks a tackle for 19 yards. Then Aikman can't find a receiver, and watch what happens. Flush out of the pocket. Nobody hits him, but he pulls the left hamstring. He strains it, Tom, and you can see it was not because of contact.
Yeah, many times you don't have to get hit to pull a hamstring. Just watch Troy Aikman's face. You can see the moment that it goes right there.
And so that means his replacement, Jason Garrett from
Princeton,
an Ivy League, playing for the Cowboys. You remember Calvin Hill from Yale excelled for the Cowboys? Well, Jimmy Johnson as an Ivy Leaguer another generation later. And how smart are they? Well, they give it to Emmitt Smith. That's pretty smart. And he rumbles, breaks into the secondary, 25 yards. Emmitt, up the middle, just runs, as Tommy described in game day, north-south. Emmitt from the 1 also gets low. Touchdown, 24-6, Dallas. First play of the next possession, and watch this. Alvin Harper, he's a port-sider. Harper to Irvin for 47 yards. 2 plays later, Emmitt butts off of Michael Brooks and into the end zone, 31-6. The Emmitt zone means 6-0 for Dallas this year. He faced a 160-yard day for Emmitt. And when it was all over, the Cowboys have defeated the Giants handily, 31-9. The Cowboys in first place by their lonesome in the NFC East, but concerned about Troy Aikman. Afterwards, he talked about the hamstring injury.
It's the first time I've ever pulled any type of muscle, and you know, the doctors don't seem to think that I tore anything, which is a good sign. And you know, this next week has not been rolled out. I, as always, will be optimistic, and that I'll be able to play next week, but it'll require a lot of rehab.
You got 30 seconds to get in there and run the plays, and I think that helps when you kind of take emotions out of things and just are real matter of fact and are concerned about your reads and what you're doing that way. I think it contributes to kind of a more positive and a more comfortable you know, mindset and a feeling for you.
Well, it's comfortable certainly having the players around him that Jason Garrett has him with Aikman. Shell and the silver and black. trying to stop Neil Anderson. They do it. Then Anderson nailed by Winston Moss. More Raider defense.
Yeah, here, great quickness by Greg Townsend as he gets to Harbaugh and makes a sack.
Second quarter, the Raiders have kicked a field goal by Jeff McJager. They lead it 3-0. Harbaugh picked off by number 33, Eddie Anderson. And he goes down the near sideline, thinks he can go all the way, but he doesn't. But he's knocked out at the 1, Tommy. And then Harbaugh on the play adds insult to injury.
Yeah, a little insult to injury. He gets knocked down by his own man, and he doesn't need to take any extra licks from the Chicago Bears.
Not Ironhead. Raiders turn to the lieutenant, Napoleon McCallum. They first had him, he's an ensign. Now he's a lieutenant. It was a great trade for him. And McCallum punches it over 10-0 against Wannstedt Bears. Just 47 yards offense in the first half for Chicago. At 13-0 Raiders, Harbaugh hits Tom Waddle, and look at him go. He breaks a tackle, and Waddle, the dependable one, goes for 37 yards. That sets up with Ironhead blocking. No one even wanted to get in his way. Anderson in the end zone. It's 13-7. Fourth quarter, 16-7 Raiders. They're in good shape. The Bears try and pull in a touch. Kevin Butler from 20. Oh, no. Kevin, no good. So it stays 16-7. But the Bears remained undaunted. Bears driving. Harbaugh to Terry Obie. He's IB inbounds. 16-14. That right, that's late by 2. It's an onside kick. Rumbling, bumbling. Oh, it's loose. Who's got it? The Bears. Oh, they recover the onside kick. Art Shell. You've got to be kidding. First play. Harbaugh. Quarterback draw. This he can do. He can run. Look at him move. 25 yards. The Raiders, who blew a game against Cleveland, are seeing the same thing. Butler. They set it down. Get it in the middle of the field. It'll be perfect. A 30-yard field goal. Come on, Kevin. That's right. Spike the ball. 1 second. So, the ball's down. The kick is up. It's on the way. Oh, no! It's wide to the left. The Butler did not do it. And the Raiders escape Soldier Field by the hair on their chinny chin chin. The Raiders over the Bears, 16-14. So the Raiders winning in the AFC West up to 5-3. The Bears, a game comeback, fall short at 3-5. As we go inside the number, get time. All right, the Dolphins and the Jets. Who's loved the airtime in the NFL? Don Shula. Not because he's on TV, because he's been more successful than anyone else. He's tied George Halas with 324. Today could be the record-breaking win if his Dolphins could beat the Jets at the Meadowlands. The Jets tried not to be a part of history. Miami went in 6-1. Their only loss earlier this year to the Jets. There's the man of the hour, Don Shula. Would tonight be the night? First quarter, Boomer Esiason. First matchup of lefty quarterbacks in the NFL in 9 years. Esiason against Scott Mitchell. And look at Boomer run. And then J.B. Brown didn't nail him, but hits him late. The Jets are upset. They get flagged to the Dolphins. Another 50. Browning Nagel in and shoving. Boomer over the middle. Boy, is Johnny Mitchell a weapon at tight end. A touchdown, 17 yards. First touchdown pass for Boomer in 13 quarters, Tom.
Yeah, you watch Johnny Mitchell here, and this is a problem that the Miami Dolphins had all day. Look at the middle of the field and how wide open it is.
Mitchell takes advantage, got good speed in the end zone. Then another Mitchell, Scott Mitchell, had a tougher time. Marvin Washington with the hit. Then Boomer Esiason to the left side to Johnny Johnson. Then another screen to Johnny Johnson.
Yeah, and when you watch Johnny Johnson run with that straight up and down style, the legs up high, reminiscent of one Eric Dickerson right there, 6'3", 225 pounds, and strong.
Did you say strong, Tom? I think so. He barrels. This is one of the reasons the Jets got him. Barrels inside the 2. Then it's 10-3 Jets near the half. The Jets switch gears, put everyone in motion left. What do? Boomer goes left. Mitchell inside the flag, 17-3. Esiason and Mitchell twice. The Jets fired up with Don Shula be denied, but you know that the Jets have had a tough time holding leads in the second half. Could Scott Mitchell rally the Dolphins? This is his first road start. The overthrow is his first time he was behind, except for the one pick he threw at Cleveland. Short. On third down in the same series, Mitchell, the old folly float. But guess who's there? Irving Fryer, slicing away from the Jets defense. 65 yards, it's 20-10. First play, fourth quarter. Esiason back to pass. Louis Oliver tips it, but in the hands of Johnny Mitchell. He could go all the way. But it's not his third touchdown of the day. Offsetting penalties So it's a do-over. So Boomer says, all right, it's third down, we'll do it again. Kind of like an Eddie Money song. Got to go back and do it all over. There's Siason to Rob Moore, first down. Another third down to Johnny Mitchell, first down. Another third down to James Thornton, first down. Another third down, Boomer to Chris Burkett. Plenty of time, plenty of mustard, a touchdown. 27-10, Jets, Jets. 3 touchdowns for Esiason. Career win number 22 for Bruce Coslick, creeping up on Don Shula, who holds at 324. Don will have his day. The Dolphins have lost only twice this year, both to the Jets. It's the 21st time the Jets have beaten Shula. They have beaten him more than any other team. It's odd. They've had his number when he was with the Colts in the one Super Bowl. Walt Michaels, Joe Walton, they did well. For some reason, that's the way it works. The Jets win today. What we're seeing now, Tommy, is the Jets, people forgot, they've got some big play players. Mitchell, Siason, Johnson, Moore.
And Boomer Esiason makes it all click. We saw that void that was left in the defense in the middle of the field by the Miami Dolphins all day. Boomer Esiason, the great play fake, that's where it creates the void. It holds the linebackers up. The DBs get too deep. Johnny Mitchell going to be a big target for him. Remember Rodney Holman, all those great years with the Cincinnati Bengals. Boomer did the same thing with him, sent him to the Pro Bowl.
The Jets and Goliath here because the Buffalo Bills once again have that Super Bowl look in the AFC. They're 6-1 going in against the New England Patriots, who had won only once. But one thing for sure over the years, the Bills always struggle at New England. As a matter of fact, they lost 8 of their last 11 at Foxborough going into today. Could New England pull the major upset? Well, Bill Parcells and company, they played the Bills tough for 3 quarters opening week before the final score got large. And the Patriots tried to take a lead, but Scott Sisson, the youngster who's been on again, off again, was off again. The field goal, 28 yards. Parcells, well, I think he might have a word with the young kicker. You think so? Yeah. Woes continue for the Pats because Bruce Smith, playing as well as he ever has, going up against Scott. Won't you let me take you on a CQs? And he takes him on one right there. More bad time for CQs. Chase into the pocket of Tommy. When Cornelius Bennett's got CQs, who's faster?
I'll take Bennett.
Biscuit nails him, and the Sequels had to leave the game with a separated shoulder. So for the first time in a month, Drew Bledsoe, he has to come in relief of Sequels, who came in relief of Bledsoe when he got hurt. And the Foxborough fans, that's who they want to see anyway. And the Bills, did they want to see him? Well, judged by Mark Maddox. Boom! Oh, Tommy, watch it.
Yeah, you watch here on the replay, you talk about the toughness of Bledsoe. He had to be tough to get up from this one. Ouch, man.
He did not miss a play. Bledsoe came back in the third quarter on a bootleg 15 yards before Darby knocks him out at the 5-yard line.
This is a favorite of quarterbacks once they get into plus territory. This was probably called by Bledsoe as a sweep. He just kept the ball on his own.
And that will set up a play for the workhorse, Derek Russell. Good-looking running back who had 95 yards today. Tough yards on 25 carries. A touchdown, 7-0 P-Man. Patriots lead 10-0, 10 minutes to go in the game. Marv Levy's team rolling up the yards, but no points. Then Jim Kelly to Thurman Thomas. Over the middle for 16 yards. That sets up Kelly to Pete Metzelaars. Touchdown to the tight end. 8 minutes to go. The Patriots lead it, but now just 10-7. Bills get the ball deep in their own 13, 104 to go. A couple of plays, and they're up to the 30. And then, here it is. Russell Copeland, the rookie wide receiver. It's a 55-yard game with just 30 seconds to go. That sets up Steve Christie from 26 yards. It's good, and we're going to overtime. The Patriots win the toss, don't go anywhere. The Bills go somewhere, then they fumble. Patriots have it again. They don't go anywhere. Now it's the Bills' second possession. Andre Reed beats Renee Thompson for 46 yards. Every time opponents have got inside the 20, the Patriots give up points. Would this be the time they'd stop them? Well, Steve Christie for the winner, and lightning striking again for Christie. It's good. The Bills, shut out for 50 minutes, go on to beat the Patriots 13-10. The Patriots were so game. It's the 5th game they've lost this year by 3 or less, the second in overtime. But for Buffalo, they up their mark to 7-1 and dodge a bullet between Monday night games from Washington and next Monday night at Pittsburgh.